I wasn't sure whether to do this episode or not, thinking about the possibility that many of you have already seen the movie based on the book we are featuring today. But I decided to take a chance, so here we are. Hello everyone, for those who know me, welcome back, and for those who are new here, you are very welcome. I'm Irene Ridarelli and this is Into the Books. A few days ago, I was in the bookshop concentrating on exploring the fantasy section, and behind me was a girl checking out the romance section who suddenly exclaimed excitedly, "Oh, Lily the Flower Girl," which made me turn to her. But when I saw the book she had chosen, I made what I thought was an imperceptible movement of my head. But I was wrong, because the girl noticed it, and from the questions she asked me next, I deduced that she assumed I agreed with her choice. Is the floral bookmark in the book, or do I receive it when I check out? To say that her question surprised and confused me is an understatement. The girl was buying It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover because she read somewhere on the internet that, due to the fact that this book talks about a florist, I still don't understand who they are, decided to give away a bookmark with floral motifs. At that moment, I realized that even now, there are still those who still have no idea what this book is about. Oh, by the way, if you want to buy this book for the same reason as the girl, I'm sorry to disappoint you, but there is no such thing as giving themed bookmarks. Trigger warning: this book is about domestic violence. If you are a victim or know someone who is in the same situation as the protagonist of the book, at the end of the episode I will provide information that might be useful for actual or potential victims of domestic violence. Lily Bloom is standing on a rooftop 12 stories above the street on a typical Boston night, looking up at the limitless, beautiful sky. That night is different for her. A few hours earlier, she had attended the funeral of her father, a man she had never respected and who had robbed her of her childhood and her first love, Atlas. As she tries to forget that terrible day, she notices the arrival of Riley Canecutt, a charming neurosurgeon who is as focused on his career as he is on avoiding relationships. As the months go by, Riley finds very difficult to stay away from Lily, and finally he gives in to his feelings and attraction for her. Lily has everything she has ever desired after a difficult life: a flower shop she has always wanted to open, and a boyfriend who loves her. However, there is a problem. Riley may be bad-tempered at times and starts acting dangerously, particularly after Lily accidentally bumps into Atlas once again. Lily quickly learns that leaving people who have harmed us is never simple. Even though she doesn't feel comfortable with Riley, will she have the courage to say enough is enough? This book is about much more than a woman who owns a flower shop and lives an incredible life. It is about a woman who fell in love with a person who never existed. Through Lily's experience, the author shows us how her abuser manipulated her into falling in love with him, and how he managed to control her in every way. It is common for many people, when they learn about a case of domestic violence, to come to the conclusion that if a person is a victim of this type of violence, they can get out if they really want to. This is a completely wrong conclusion, and this book is another example that the solution is not as easy as many people think. Abusive relationships are extremely complex situations, and it takes a lot of courage to live. Abuse is about power and control. When a survivor leaves a violent relationship, he or she threatens the power and control that the abuser has established over him or her. This often causes the abuser to retaliate in harmful ways. Consequently, the time of leaving the destructive relationship is often the most dangerous time for survivors of domestic violence. Lily is scared, angry with herself, lonely, and doesn't know how to break the cycle of violence. To make matters worse, she has lost her self-confidence because she allowed herself to fall in love with the wrong person. So in her mind, she's not good enough because she didn't know how to properly judge her abuser. In the midst of all this, Lily has to make some major decisions, and the most important of them is to come clean with Atlas and tell him that Riley is abusing her and what she has been through with him, and it's thanks to Atlas's help, but mostly thanks to her courage to speak up, that Lily is able to put an end to this toxic cycle. So as you can see, it's not just about a florist, it's about a survivor. I love the way Justin Baldoni publicized the movie based on this book, because he not only marketed it, but also strongly advocated for victims of domestic violence. Unfortunately, I can't say the same for Blake Lively. She focused only on the banal and useless aspects of the movie, as she limited herself to talking about flowers and clothes. Very disappointing on her part. If you are a victim of domestic violence, please don't forget that you are not alone. As impossible as it may seem to you, you have the power to break this harmful and toxic cycle. You may think that the only way out of it is death, but believe me, it is not. Within you is the strength you need. You just need the strength to push it. Almost every country in the world has an emergency number where abused women and men can call and get the help they deserve. On the internet, you can find information and contact and/or emergency numbers for the National Domestic Violence Hotline or its equivalent in your country. They will give you the support you need. They will provide you with a personalized and practical safety plan to help you improve your safety in situations of violence or to get out of the abuser's area of control. They also provide the victim with temporary housing until he or she finds a new place to live. The plan includes vital information tailored to each particular situation that we have prepared for and respond to different scenarios, including communicating the situation to friends and family, coping with emotions, and various resources tailored to individual circumstances. In the description box below, I'll leave various country national domestic violence hotline numbers, but if your country isn't on my list, please don't be discouraged. Search on the internet what your country provides to you, and if you are not allowed to use internet, please tell someone, anyone, your situation. Don't forget that you can even ask for help by calling some takeout restaurants. You can use the excuse that you are calling to order food to ask for help. And as hard as this choice is, we break the pattern before the pattern breaks us. I'll see you next time.